Hi everyone. You'll have to give me just a moment. Oh, sorry, I had an echo. But yeah, I haven't set up my stream in a long while. So some things are a little more broken than they should be, but yeah. I guess I'll preface this by anyone who didn't see what I kind of like posted over on the Twitter end of things. I know it's called X, but I'm still gonna call it Twitter, even though it's called X. Basically, I'm kind of on a break from streaming right now, but also the new Rogue Trader game came out, and I really want to play it. The only thing is, like, when I come back from this break, I might want to play it more. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm treating today's stream not as like, oh, something I have to do, but more as like, I wanna do this today. So that way, when I am like ready and come back from whatever break I'm taking, if I really like this, I can continue it, I guess, is the way I'm kind of looking at it. You know. Okay. But I hope you all have been doing well in like the past week since I've seen any of you, honestly. Always good to put myself first. Yeah. That's what I've been doing recently. And it's been nice. Unfortunately, it's taking a little longer than I would hope to fix what I need. So might be gone for a little longer than I want to be, but it is what it is, as some may say. Also, I haven't switched the screen yet because something is incredibly broken. However long it takes, we'll wait. Thank you. I appreciate that. But today, I don't know. I just really wanted to play this game. A lot of my friends are playing it. And I still wanted to do it on stream. Like I wasn't planning on streaming this whole game, but at the very least I was planning on like partially streaming it on here. So we're gonna continue with that plan regardless. Can't rush your own health. I completely agree. You shouldn't try to. What the fuck? Weird, my stream just transitioned for like no reason. Unless you do crack. Then I guess yes, you are indeed rushing your health. In a very negative way. The only thing I don't like about this multi-stream thing is I like to create thumbnails for YouTube. But unless I stream... Like, I put the stream up ahead of time, I can't really do that. I have to wait till the stream started, then upload the thumbnail, and then change everything for it, so... It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Anyway, for those of you who have no idea what we're playing today or what's going on, we're playing Rogue Trader. This is a game made by Alcat, the same people who make the Pathfinder games. And, it's based on the Warhammer 40k universe. So that's gonna be pretty fun. I know Kari and I, the person I played 40k with on stream, actually got an early access copy. So that was pretty cool to see them get that. I think they're playing it right now, even. But they're pretty far in. I have not looked at anything about this game, almost at all. So I'm going in pretty blind, honestly. That's why I wanted to play, because I saw a friend playing it, and I was like, oh shit, people are already playing this, I want to play it. Especially since we realized that, like, the co-op is not that fantastic. And... It's not like, oh, hey, everyone creates their own character. It's kind of like one person creates main character and then someone else has to play a party member. So, it is what it is with that. Okay. There we go. That should get us started there. I don't know what kind of character I'm going to make, or what kind of thing we're going to lean into, but we'll see what it allows us to do, because it's a very open and wide universe. I feel like if they really wanted to, they could have done like almost infinite branching paths for what they want you to see yourself as. There we go. Okay. There we go. We're finally ready. So doing Pathfinder Wrath the Righteous over and over again. Yeah, I did one playthrough of Wrath the Righteous on like the near hardest difficulty, and it took me probably over 160 hours to beat. I know for a fact, and this isn't any like ill will either, I know for a fact a lot of people are gonna pick this game up and go, wow, this isn't like Baldur's Gate. I was talking to my friends about this. Definitely, I think Baldur's Gate's going to set up some pretty unfair expectations for, like, other CRPGs, so all I'm gonna warn you is if you pick up any other game in the genre, do not expect Baldur's Gate again. Do not expect full voice acting. Do not expect, you know, the ridiculous amount of freedom. Quite frankly, I think when Baldur's Gate happened, it was an absurd amount of super fortunate circumstances mixed with hard work and the most wonky possible funding and release schedule to make that happen. So yeah, I would just say do not expect that over again, because I don't think it's gonna happen. Why aren't I? Oh, I was like, why didn't I move? I plan on playing BG3. Don't get me wrong, BG3 is a phenomenal game. I absolutely adored it. It's great. But I also haven't finished it because I'm playing with friends, who many of which are going away for the holidays, so he still probably won't be finishing it this month. But, I will say it's probably going to color people's expectations for a long while. That's going to be a thing. But, you know, it's the same thing as when, like, Skyrim came out and it was such a big deal. Now we look at Skyrim like, oh, that's just okay, I guess. But, like, when Skyrim came out, literally anything that came out that was in, like, a medieval setting was like, why isn't this like Skyrim? Why can't I go wherever I want? Why can't I make my character with some insane, like, build, you know, things like that. So, it's just what happens when there's, like, a major successful release. Every release is bound to be compared to it. Also reminds me, we have the Game Awards tonight, which is, pretty cool, I guess. And by pretty cool, I mean I don't care at all. I'm just waiting for the announcements. We also got some leaks for Strive as well. Elfelt got leaked, so that's cool. She was, I think she's gonna get her trailer tonight at the Game Awards, but that's gonna be kind of cool. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with that character. I know she's the bane of a lot of people's existences. Waiting for BG3 to win 5 categories. Yep, that's what's gonna happen. Which I don't mind, but yeah. I don't know, there's definitely like a weird sense of like FOMO when it comes to Baldur's Gate 3. I love the game to bits so far, but it's also like, damn. Everyone's experienced this game like 5 times. Like, I have a very close friend, and she has played Baldur's Gate 3 like probably like 4 or 5 times at this point already. I'm like, damn, I haven't even finished it once. Did you see the Spy Family trailer? I did. Looks kind of neat. I like that animation they showed off. I don't feel FOMO for games that much anymore. I don't either. Baldur's Gate has been the only one, but it's also because it's one of those things that's like, I've been telling people for my entire life how cool Baldur's Gate is. And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and everyone is like rushing to play it. And everyone's played it like 5 times, and they won't stop talking about how good it is. And I'm like, it's one of those things, it's like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this all my life, and other people are hyping it up more than I am. You know. It's a very weird feeling that's unique to this game. But also, you know, that's also like the streamer tax. I honestly, a lot of the time, don't get to finish games until people are way done with them. It's just a thing that happens when you stream games. You just kind of have to accept that by the time you finish a game, people will have been done with it 3 months ago and played it like 5 times. So yeah. Early buy new games at release. If I'm really interested, then I might consider buying it. Buying Remake 4, it was the only new game I bought at release this year. True. I mean, I used to kind of be like that, and I used to not care, but, you know, then I surrounded myself with friends who are a bunch of fucking nerds. So often, if I don't, like, play it quickly, I don't, like... I don't know, I don't get to participate in the conversation until no one cares anymore. You know? But that's completely understandable as well. Oh, once again, I still can't see any of the Twitch things, so thank you, Willow. I appreciate that. I'm playing Persona 5 Tactica for fun. Well, that's cool. What do you play for boring? Well, I mean, sometimes people play things for not fun sometimes, you know. Like, I will never understand why I hear people play competitive things, and then they will be like, oh my god, I hate myself, why do I play this? This makes me so depressed, I can't stand it, I hate every moment of it. And then it's like, then why are you sitting here, like, grinding your ass off if it's so miserable? But also, you know, I do kind of understand that. As someone who's been grinding the hell out of Street Fighter 6 to, like, play to get to Master rank. Like, I'm 2 ranks behind Master, and the grinds just become insane, especially as an Aki player who is, like, widely starting to become considered one of the worst characters in the game. It is absolutely insane the amount of, like, brick wall I've run into. And the grind has just become so difficult. Fighting players at Diamond 3 and higher, even though I'm only 2 ranks away from my goal, has made this impossible feeling wall. And that's kind of the deal when you get to, like, high levels in games. If you, like, want to rank up... Oh, damn it, I said it. Damn. Sorry, Kithrin. Although, to be fair, I feel like you picked an easy one. You picked an easy one. Now I gotta set the timer for another minute. But yeah, I don't know. It's something I've thought about a lot the past month. Like, what does it take to actually be good at a competitive thing? And do I have that thing, you know? A lot of people, I think, don't realize how... I shouldn't say don't realize, but... some people are pretty naturally good at things. And I won't say that they don't do, like, any hard work or anything, because that's ridiculous. But a lot of people don't realize how insanely frustrating it can be to not be okay at something you desperately want to be okay at. You know? But yeah. Something I've been thinking about the past month. Just a food for thought here. Lost Judgment's a really good game. They made the tailing missions a lot less tedious. Yeah, I've played, or I've watched my friend play. Oh, I said game again. You know what? Fuck that ban. I'm just gonna say you win, Catherine. There you go, you win. You get my knees and toes. There's no way I could even have, like, a legible conversation without avoiding the word. You win. Congratulations. You win the very first word ban, in which I just flat out give up. Catherine getting a collection. Indeed. I always get them in the end. Alright. Let's play Rogue Trader for a little bit. Sounds wonderful. Yeah, does sound wonderful.
Now I'm a little motivated.
Oh my god, that spooked me a little bit. Okay. Thank you for the bits, by the way. Is there a specific game you're expecting to see being announced today? Not really. I don't know. I haven't been excited for something in a while. But that's more of just me, like, generally not being excited about anything. And less of there's nothing coming out that I should be excited about, you know? I don't think I've been excited for something in a little bit here. So... I would say the only things I'm really looking forward to right now are probably Grand Blue Fantasy. Is the big one. Hello, Tony. Welcome, welcome. Here, let me pull open this game now so you can all see it. It's gonna be a very casual stream today, I think. Oh, that's my PS5 one. It's not the right one. Man, it's been a while since I've streamed. I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. There we go. Oh, there is a cooperative mode, I see. Huh. Well, let me go to settings really quick and make sure everything's what I want it to be. Let's start off by putting everything on high. What's the frame rate set to? Frame rate limit. Wait. Cannot change the setting if VSync is on or frame rate limit is enabled. Oh, okay. Well, that's strange, but alright. We'll leave it as is then. What? Oh, whatever. It's not a competitive game. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Sure, take my gameplay data. Alright. So we're going to be doing the main story, which I know nothing aside from the fact that your character becomes a rogue trader from various circumstances. And I don't mind pumping the difficulty up a little bit, honestly. So, as I know, this follows the rogue trader system, which is a little similar to base 40k, but also really different. I've never played physical rogue trader before. There's a whole tabletop system for physical rogue trader. Never interacted with it. Don't know anyone who's ever played it. Don't know anything about it. So I'm at least gonna put it on daring, I think, because if I knew more about the system, I would put it higher. Enemies inflict full damage. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, so we get to create our character here. Oh my god, the chat's in the way of some of the big decisions. Hold on one second. Let me move it. On one hand, I really like the chat that we have, and on the other hand, I kind of wish I could make it less intrusive, but it is what it is. Let's move it to, like, down here for the moment. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna create our own character. Look at that dashing lad or lass. I can't really tell what they are. So you can import your own custom portrait as per... Oh man, the art on these is really good. Let's see what we got. Got a commissar lady with chainsword. I like that guy's outfit. Some of these portraits are pretty wild looking. Yep, that's a zealot. It looks so goofy. She looks pretty cool. Oh, now that is a dapper man. He's got the sword cane. He's got the umbilical plugins, a skull tattoo on his chest. Knows what he's about. She looks pretty cool. He looks pretty sick. A lot of these artworks look really good. Like, I can't complain about any of these. We got some psychers. We got a guard. Or at least what looks like they would have come from the guard. Huh. Well, it's kind of hard to choose a portrait, honestly, when I haven't even built the character yet. So I'm just going to choose, like, one by default, and then we'll just kind of move on from there. I kind of, like... This guy looks pretty cool, I guess. We'll run with him for a moment. Hi, Hoyle. How's it going? All these customization options I'm almost never going to see. Choose a body type. I can hardly see the differences between those skin tones, honestly. And what is this? Oh. Male or female. Hairstyle! Wow, we got a lot of hairstyles available. We're so zoomed out, though, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm fine with short whatever. I'm not really too... Not gonna lose it. Eyebrows, can hardly see those. We're zoomed out, like, way too far to care about that. Oh, we got some sick... Oh my god, there's 5 pages of tattoos. Oh no, it's not 5 pages. It's the number of tattoos you have. I mean, hey, some of these look pretty cool. Mortis. Oh, and you can even layer them if you want. That's pretty cool. Got some Psyker tattoos. Well, it might be cool to have one of those on each arm, honestly. Oh, they have this. I love this symbol. It reminds me so much of the Darkest Dungeon, like, stress symbol. But it's kind of but it's also, like, chaosy. Love me, Emperor. Yeah, we do. We love our boy. Oh, you can choose augmentations. Oh my god, that's a bit much. A full, like, frontal lobe plate. Can't even see some of these if you have hair. Full metal jaw, always a cool option. I kind of like that. That reminds me of, like, a boxer's, like, nose bandage.
Fit for the Von Phalanxius annals.
The Emperor gave me a vision. The best defense is a good offense.
Ruinous favor prevails.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Oh my god.
What curiosity unveils itself before?
Time to reap the spoils of the battle. Success is the only outcome I accept.
For the glory of the...
I'll make it happen. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
I don't know, once again, it's hard to choose voices and stuff like that when I don't even know, like, what the choices are. So we get to choose our home world. We can come from a death world, which is basically a world where you are expected to die. Voidborn. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who live their lives on void ships become inured to some extent to the reality-altering process of warp travel. Oh, I see. So you're born on essentially like a spaceship, and that's been your whole life. Got a hive world, which is just a major population of people on a planet. Got a forge world, which is all about, you know, making stuff for war and technologies and whatnot. You have an imperial world, which is the closest thing I guess you could probably get to like a normal place to just live. And then you got a fortress world, which is a planet where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium. So these are all some pretty cool options. Voidborn sounds pretty cool to me, honestly, though. I kind of like that idea. You get willpower and intelligence, but minus strength. Origin. Oh, wow. There's so many, like, building blocks to this. I'm kind of excited for it. So, Militarum Commander. We get Regimental Tactics, which deals an additional plus 20 bonus to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies until the end of next turn. Okay, so it's kind of like a buff commander character. We have a Commissar who gets at all costs. The Commissar's next single shot or single target melee attack applies the following effects. The target becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an additional turn. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's basically like marking targets, kind of like a D&D Ranger or somewhat. And you get extra turn economy out of it. We got a crime lord. Oh my god, look at this man. Surefire plan. Regimental Tactics 101. Throw several waves of lads at the enemy. Exactly. At the start of combat, the Crime Lord gains intelligence bonus stacks of the Surefire plan effect. The activation of this ability consumes 1 stack and makes the next action stronger depending on the type of action. Huh. Interesting. So basically, at the start of combat, you get a bunch of things that stack, and you get to spend them as you please. That's kind of cool. I don't know anything about the starting stats, so I can't say much about that. We got a Mistborn Priest who gets Warhammer. God, he looks so ugly. Grants momentum equal to 2 times Devotee's WP bonus. Okay. Willpower, okay. This ability also grants additional willpower bonus momentum. Okay, so they actually get buffs for being surrounded by enemies. And they have good toughness and good willpower, so I'm guessing they make like a decent tank. The Navy officer, oh my god, the hat this man gets. The hat this man gets, look at this. It's actually what the portrait's like. Hello, Tomas. Hope I'm saying your name right, but welcome, welcome. Brace for impact. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain +2 deflection for each archetype taken by the Navy officer. Each archetype. Huh. I'm guessing that means that this you're gonna want to, like, spread out and be kind of like a jack of all trades. Oh, they also have a bunch of talents I haven't been looking at. The Noble. You serve me. The Noble assigns 1 ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. Anytime the Noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the Noble's next turn. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the Noble dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains +10 plus Noble's fell bonus % critical hit chance against that target. And lastly, we have a Sanctioned Psyker, which is essentially our mage, who appears to just, you know, they're a Psyker. Wow, they have a lot of different abilities they can use. So there's a lot of really cool options here. I guess one thing, right now I'm kind of looking at the Crime Lord and the Sanctioned Psyker. They both seem pretty cool. The Crime Lord getting access to this spendable resource kind of reminds me of playing Sisters on the tabletop. And they have a bunch of plans for getting through things. Psyker sounds pretty neat, because it's literally like magic and such, and kind of similar to what I do, you know? Granted, Psykers have a big chance to hurt themselves, and I've heard that's a very big possibility in this game. Like, they are not like the Dark Tide, like constantly throwing around lightning with minimal risk. Like, you cast a spell and it's the most wild thing that can go haywire and kill everyone around you if you're not careful. So, you don't have full control over your abilities, so you have to be kind of careful. I mean, honestly, there's some pretty cool options in here. I'm gonna pick the Crime Lord for the moment, just because that fit, honestly. And we'll go back if I see anything that I really like, because nothing like rolling a nat 1 and getting a demon infestation in your rectum. Exactly. You understand. Let's see, Apex of Brilliance, you managed to corrupt an entire star system and turn it into your personal den of thieves. That's pretty great. Oh, these are like things you've done. You stripped an Ecclesiarchy Cardinal of a priceless treasure that had been kept in one of the most secure sanctums of the Adeptus Ministorum. You prevailed in a bloody shadow war against the Void Pirates of your sector. Well, that's kind of interesting. They all have little things. Biomancer, Diviner, Pyromancer, Sanctic, and Telepath. Rolls a 0, how, you may ask, calls the inch. I don't know, with enough -1s you can roll 0. That's actually a very prevalent thing in this edition of 40k, is you can get to a point where you're buffed so much that the person actually just can't roll against it. I ran into it many times fighting the Death Guard or fighting some of the more punchy factions, where, like, I go to roll and it's just like, yeah, there's nothing I could roll. Like, I can't roll a 7, so you just kill me. What does the Astra Militarum Commander have? Apex Brilliance. Okay. It's just cool seeing the different background options, you know? Honestly, the Sanctioned Psyker and the Crime Lord seem like the coolest to me. I like the idea of the Sanctioned Psyker just because the magic sounds kind of fun. And I like magic with a risk. It's a lot of fun. Especially like the telepath stuff. That seems really neat to be able to like dominate mind and stuff like that. I always love like mind control. They appear to have like a buff. Yeah, this is like sort of a buff one. It's like, hey, everyone around me, get buffed. This seems to be around healing, the Biomancer. This Pyromancer is obviously fire. And then Sanctic seems to be like very protective things. Huh, very interesting. I don't know what to choose, but we're gonna look through the rest of this and see what we can change here. For now, I'm gonna telepath. Oh wait, that's not even the Triumph. Lore, Xenos, Persuasion, Coercion. Upon solving the mystery of a powerful, psychically active Xeno artifact, you manage to destroy the creation of countless enemies of humanity. You single-handedly saved a pilgrim ship by stopping a warp breach while traveling through the Imperium, and that gives us Persuasion. The power of your sorcery crushed a demon of the arch enemy and drove it back into the warp. That's pretty cool. Honestly, I feel like having some of the Xenos lore might be pretty good. Xeno, hi there, Jack Maw. Welcome, welcome. Darkest Hour. I don't know if you're back or not, but if you are, welcome back. Thank you. No, I'm not really, like, back. I'm kind of just playing today, because, like, if I decide to play this game at a later time, I want to have something up for it, and at the very least, I want people to be able to, like, go back and watch this little VOD, you know? I want people to be able to see this and, enjoy it for what it is. So, I don't know when the next time I'll stream after this will be, but for today, I'm just kind of enjoying myself. So, things that I don't really need. I mean, I feel like lore warp is pretty bad for a psyker. Like, not knowing about the warp is pretty bad. I'm fine with being unaware. Oh, what is this? Archetypes? Oh, Jesus. You can only choose one of the first-tier archetypes at this moment. Archetypes are development paths that your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise and represents a specific combat specialization from frontline warrior to indispensable leader. Okay, so... Oh, they go into different things. So we have Warrior, which goes into Assassin, Vanguard. No matter what we do, these all seem to lead to Exemplar. Which appears to just be the end-all, be-all of, whoops, everything right now. Unless you unlock more, there could be more. That's fair, it's good to take it slow either way. Sometimes you just feel like it and vice versa. Exactly. Thank you so much, Jack Mel, honestly. Grand Strategist. Officer, Warrior, Soldier. Huh. Interesting. So we actually see all the different things we get. Like, we get the ability to analyze enemies. We get run and gun from the Soldier. Revel in Slaughter. A bunch of firearm skills. From the Officer, we get Voice of Command, which is a buff. And Bring It Down, which grants an ally an extra turn with action points equal to 2 and no movement points. Huh. And we have Warrior, who's like run in and do stuff. I mean, The priest also does kind of speak to me. Although, but that's because I'm a sisters player, so, you know. The priest kind of speaks to me. But, I don't know. Because looking at some of these, it's like... I didn't think I'd be spending so long in character creation, by the way, my god. Looking at some of these, I didn't realize how much this would go on for... There's a lot of stuff to customization here, and I love that, don't get me wrong. I just didn't expect it going into this. Oh, and then you have all the stats, too. Oh, you have a lot of points to spend. Oh my god. Okay, they get spent in intervals of 5. Interesting. Huh. Okay, and then if we get past this, just out of curiosity, I'm gonna put points into random stats. Doesn't matter. What is the next thing? Void ship. Weird. There's only one choice. Kind of strange, but okay. Okay. I see, I see. Well... Oh, damaging Psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting towards the normal attack limit per round and gaining all the benefits of attacks and abilities, increasing the damage of attacks. For example, a soldier using the run and gun ability will be able to use damaging Psyker powers twice per turn. Oh, okay, so all Psyker stuff just counts as normal attacks anyways. I was wondering, because it didn't seem like anything that the Psyker did really mixed with anything anyone else did, and I was a little concerned about that at first. The UI in this game is so cool, though. I love looking at the little... Wah, wah, wah. As I said, the priest does seem pretty cool. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. Sorry, I know I'm taking a second to select this, but I'm just thinking about what type of character. I remember there being 3 different ships. Killing plan. Escape plan. Contingency plan. Disorienting plan. The last plan. Once per combat, if the Crime Lord has at least 1 stack of Surefire plan, they do not die from lethal damage. Instead, they heal. Lose all stacks and can no longer gain Surefire plan stacks. Interesting. This class seems really fun to me. It's like you're like thematically, it's like your character has this stacking mechanic, which can be spent to do all these different sorts of plans, and I find that really fun. The Psyker's just fun because magic, and that's kind of why I'm mainly looking at that as well. Because it probably has some pretty cool stuff in there. I've never really played with Psykers in anything 40k. And, hell, I don't think any of my armies even have any Psykers. I play, like, Sisters and Gene Stealers, and the Gene Stealers just have the Magos. And I guess the Patriarch's also a Psyker, but the Magos is, like, garbage this edition, and no one uses them. And the Patriarch is a quote-unquote Psyker, but they're kind of literally a huge-ass Tyranid with claws. So, I don't know. Let's go ahead, and I think we're gonna go with this time around. I think I'm gonna go with a Psyker. It just sounds like fun to me. Especially with a telepath line. I think the idea of using, like, telepathy to, like, control the battlefield is kind of neat. Wait, target gains strength and toughness until the end of combat. Wait, is this a Psyker actually buffing themselves to move faster for combat? At the end of combat, target ally increases their MP by blank and their agility. It is. That is kind of what this is about. A lot of it's also healing. And, like, draining strength from people. Which is kind of cool. Mind Siege, Mind Thief, Visions of Doom. Oh my god. Some of these ability names are really cool. Perfect thing. Actually, let me go back and check out the priest really quickly. I'm just kind of curious if there's like a... No, okay. Only the Psyker has like an extra subsection they have to choose. Outside of that, it's very much like... You do what you do. Huh, okay. I don't know, what kind of class is looking cool to you folks? I'm kind of curious. I'm not going to choose based on what you guys say, but I'm kind of curious if any of those classes seem kind of cool to you. I'm stretching right now. Well, I guess I'll put it this way. Last time I played an Alcat game, which is Wrath of the Righteous, I wound up playing a Blood Rager, which was really unga bunga. So I think I'm gonna play a Psyker this time and actually play a Mage. And the Telepath is the one that's interesting me the most. I like the idea of it. I was like the duelist pistol sword thing, so Commissar. Very cool, actually. I kind of like what the Sanctic does. It, like, lore-wise, it's supposed to be connected directly to the Golden Throne, which is kind of neat. You know, the Pyromancer, of course, is like, you know, burn people. Well, this one's just too cool. I don't know how you'd build the Biomancer, though. They seem to want to be a tank of some sort. Which is kind of cool. It's like a mage tank. I kind of like that idea. But I think, honestly, if I'm being true with myself, I just want to do mind control and stuff. That sounds super fun. As much as the Sanctic sounds like fun from, like, buffing people and protecting them, I think. Make your enemies fight for you. I always love that. Let's increase... I think the Xenos lore is pretty cool, but Persuasion can be quite nice. I don't know how stats are tied to things here, so I'm only guessing. I'm fine being less aware. Alright, let's see. I feel like... With what we're doing, and since we're going to be doing, like, a lot of control and, like, backfield stuff, it's hard to say, because I'm very new to this system, as I said, but we're definitely going to be... Master Tactician sounds like it would work in our favor, I think. What would this give us? There's so many abilities, by the way. It's almost kind of overwhelming, but I think that's a good thing. Press the advantage. Empowers their next attack. Okay. Master Tactician selects a 3x3 zone on the battlefield. All allies, including the Master Tactician, that have line of sight to any enemies inside the selected zone, make an immediate single attack. Oh, that's kind of fun. So it's definitely, like, making tactics. Grand Strategist. Combat Tactics. take hold. Chooses one combat tactics area. Every ally inside that area gains an additional turn. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat tactics area, additional AP. Okay, so it's definitely you take an area and you go, hey, everyone stand here, kill the enemy, get extra turns. That sounds pretty fun. The Vanguard is probably the tank. Yeah, it's literally based around like, oh, I can take as much as possible, and that's not really it. So I'm thinking right now, what about the Bounty Hunter? What does that do? Hunt down the prey. Bounty Hunter kills a target, gain a stackable bonus. Wild Hunt. The Bounty Hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of the attacks equal to the number of prey in combat. Huh. I'm sure we can rebuild, so I'm sure it's not a huge deal. But I think this is probably going to be what ends up working for me personally. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I think overall, looking at some of these, to start with, I think the soldier or the officer is going to be one of the best ones to start with, as they lead into the master tactician and grand strategist. Or at least this one does. I think officer is kind of looking that way for me. Because out of officer, if I pick it, I can go into... Not only do we get extra turns for our allies, which I can just stand in the back and have people like, hey, go kill that thing. Go do whatever, you know? I think that's what I'm going to end up picking here. I think it's going to work for us. And then when the time comes, I can choose between both of these, so it's not that bad of a deal. And now for stats. Hold on, I put all my stats in random places. So give me a second. I'm not going to be too concerned with weapon skills here for myself. So here's what we're going to do. Intelligence... I'm guessing willpower. Yeah, withstand the horrors of the warp. We're going to max willpower. Because it seems pretty important for a psyker, honestly. Perception... I'm actually not too worried about perception, I think. Intelligence opens up a bunch of war skills, so I don't actually mind having a bit of extra intelligence. Fellowship, just to have the extra persuasion is nice, since our persuasion stat's already so high. And I think... we're going to throw some in toughness as well, just so we won't die as easily. Now, we won't really have anything in ballistic skill or weapon skill. Granted, I don't know how good the pure psyker is going to be here, like completely ignoring those things. But I feel like we should have enough like teammates and such to kind of make up for our like shortcomings here. So we only have access to the sword class frigate, which is fine. We'll name it... What should we name our ship? Pancake Crusader. That's not a bad name. That's not a bad name. I don't hate that. Alright. Ship, mix ship face. You know what? I do like the Pancake Crusader. I like that name a lot, actually, Hoyle. It's a good name. Oh, I gotta have a name. You know, it's gonna be funny having... Oh my god, my name being Xeno is going to be, like, the worst thing in the world. It is actually going to be, like, the worst thing ever. Oh, it's gonna be kind of funny, though. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be kind of funny. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna make things confusing as fuck. But, oh my god, I'm gonna laugh. Oh, do I not get to... Okay, hold on. One thing I gotta change, though,
For the Emperor!
is I want to change our portrait, because I don't really... I don't feel like I need to have, like, oh, look at me, I'm a psyker portrait, you know? I'm kind of leaning towards that one. Kind of like this one. It's kind of simple. I've changed the skin color to fit it a bit more. Bit darker skin tone.
The Emperor gave me a vision.
You know, let's give ourselves that longer hair too. Not that I can even see it because we're wearing this hood, but you know, it's there. Fits the portrait a bit more. Okay. Once again, I've not seen a single thing about this game aside from like initial trailers, so a lot of this is brand new and kind of like unseen to me, you know. Anything that happens, I have no idea what's going to. I might have to move this a little bit just so you guys can see the dialogue boxes. This is so cool.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Oh, damn. We actually get quite a few dialogue options. Have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Voigtveer bows his head and focuses his attention on me. Oh god, it's so weird saying my name is Xeno. My name is Xeno, and so as to avoid any misunderstanding, I am a sanctioned psyker.
I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot.
Wow, thanks.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you. or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius.
What a
You carry the
name.
burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
So from what I can tell here is we are brought onto a ship, a rogue trader ship, as a candidate for the next person to lead this rogue trader vessel. But there's also someone else who I think may be within our family or within our namesake, who is also being nominated for such a position. Lord Captain, a strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperial. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
And for anyone wondering, because I know a lot of people in my chat, well, I don't think there's that many people here, but I know a lot of people in my chat probably never played 40k before and are like, what's a rogue trader? Like, what is the title of the game? A rogue trader is essentially someone who is sanctioned by the Imperium to basically do whatever they want. It's the equivalent of being, like, diplomatically immune and being able to go wherever you want and do whatever you want as long as you can flash your shiny rogue trader badge in their face. So it allows you to act more freely outside the Imperium, and if anyone, like, questions what you're saying, you can show that to them, and they basically go, okay, yeah, you do you, man. Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However, your position may be. I
Well,
ask
thank you
that
for
do not
subscribing,
incur
Zen.
her anger
Thank you,
by
thank
being
you. Welcome.
disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Huh. Oh yeah, also a warrant of trade's pretty important. It's basically it's a relic that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader. This is basically what you need to walk around and say, I'm a rogue trader, let me do what I want. I almost missed the return. I wouldn't call this a return. It's more like I really wanted to play rogue trader, but I also didn't want to play it off stream, so I guess that's what you could call it. I may still be taking a break from here on out. It depends on if, like, I'm really enjoying Rogue Trader or if people really want to see more of it or whatnot. I still kind of want to take a break and do, like, no scheduled things, but damn. Did I want to play this game? But also, did I not want to play it on stream as well? Say I'm one of the Rogue Trader's heirs, so there's another candidate.
There is.
See you later,
And you will meet
Tomas.
him soon enough.
Okay. Assuming you had some goal in mind when you decided to ask, or decided to seek me out, let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patron, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord's Captain and Master Egelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
How roguishly handsome or handsomely rogue is this trader? Pretty. I mean, I'm a psyker. Also, my name is...
what is rightfully ours.
Bro, chill. Also, my name is Zeno in here, so that's gonna get kind of funny, considering 40k and all that. Interactable object. Some object can be interacted with when you use your cursor. A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value
Let the
aboard the void
faith
ship.
guide my path to glory.
May his will strengthen my heart. May my humble deeds be for the benefit of humanity. Damn,
The
she's really
divine
worshiping.
watches over us.
Bro, chill, we're just walking around. I need to start screaming, good god.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
All the servitors are fucking up. That's not good.
The servitors! Zerg!
Oh. That's not great.
Our foes shall be crushed beneath our unyielding
Survive the
might.
grim darkness of the far future, you'll have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you. Okay. Start the battle. Oh! Why are we hiring these people on our ship if they can't even kill a servitor? Wonder if the Leagues of Votann will be in this. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, but it's also one of the factions I would expect to see the least in this, only because they're such like a quote-unquote new faction, right? Like, the Leagues of Votann had like just come out while this game was at its like near end development point, I would say. So, or like halfway development point. All the battles in this game are turn-based and take place on a grid. One MP responds to one cell on the battlefield. Oh, movement points. Moving diagonally is more costly. Beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. So what are my abilities I have? I have Psychic Shriek, which can deal damage to a creature, and then I have Voice of Command, which costs 1 action point and forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics. I mean, who goes after me? The servitor does.
Rejoice in service.
What's the servitor's movement? Can I see? Oh, I can only... Okay, I can only move and then take an action. I can't take an action and then move. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried. I can scarcely believe it on a day like
Suspiciously
this.
poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Maybe you should put antivirus software in your servitors. You think about that? Put Norton antivirus.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Can open the map using M. That's a big-ass map. The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force. Tarantula sentry gun constructed with a blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Lehman Russ.
We are bound by the
Oh, there's like some artifacts here you can look at. Violet alloy. Black shard. Look at all these different materials.
Know your duty.
Well, I'm sure that's the only thing that will go bad today. We don't have to worry about anything else.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Hi, servitor. Please don't go haywire and try to murder me. If I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest for servitorization. Damn. Oh, there's a bunch of tech priests over here.
Rightfully ours.
They're just doing what they do. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be going. I'm just exploring the ship right now. If only they connected their servitors to today's sponsor, NordVPN. There's no voice acting for this guy. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. Weird that she doesn't have voice acting in this scene. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation, no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What you will do with Ion Set 6? 6. I played Final Fantasy. I can read Roman numerals. Aethelthred. Listen in I'm gonna listen in silence. While you are considering your answer, Aethelthred, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than coherent mumbling. Incoherent mumbling. Theodora nods in your direction. Approach. What is this? Aethelthred turns to you and regards you with indignation. Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion? What do you mean? I literally didn't say anything! I gave that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. Theodora tilts her head, her lips stretch into a cold smile. This is Zeno, the second candidate for the title of my successor. The rogue traitor regards you with a look that is imperious, predatory, and oppressive. Step forward, Zeno. Okay. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6, a new world on the fringes of the Cronus expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Oh cool, I have options. Lore Xenos. Those spirits could very well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Yeah, I would do that. Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor. Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you, Xeno, are simply unaware of their existence. Bro, chill. Shut your mouth, Aethelthred, before I decide to shut it for you. Goddamn. I find your tone most disagreeable, Aethelthred. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Aethelthred tilts his head. Well, I find your company disagreeable, Zeno, and yet I am forced to endure such... Aethelthred? Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me, then, why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence and the inspection of the compartments in his purview. Always, don't know if you've heard, but guess who's back in Strive? You haven't heard. Yeah, I talked about it earlier. Alfelt got leaked a little early. Which is fine. I don't know, I literally don't have any comments on it until, like, I see gameplay, which is probably later tonight at the Game Awards. Because, like, I don't know. It's surprise! Elfelt, one of the most requested characters, is back. Who could have guessed? Like, I'm not surprised at all. It's the more thing I have to look at is I have to see how she plays. Miss East of You's shotgun rifle lady is back. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do with her. I think we'll have to see what they do with Elfelt. Now with Strive simplification. Yeah, she's definitely going to be made easy to play with how many people want to play this character. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence had such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Ethelthred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. So, Zeno, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? Theodore scoffs. You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lick-splittery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Vancius Massimo Afscaris. I am a rogue traitor in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light, where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Zeno, are the one with the von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. She said the thing! She did say the thing! What thing? I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. I mean, fair? Rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodora looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voigtver served me for many years before he made his mistake. One of? Does this mean that there are other heirs? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthred may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. If you're satisfied with Ethelthred, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? I don't feel like that's a good answer to have. See you later, Hoyle. I hear you correctly. The Master of Whispers is related to you. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel, and in your new position, eventually I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthred. I love when Theodora said it's rogue trading time and proceed to rogue trade all over the Imperium. I mean, that's kind of what this game is. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you. Okay. Where's your ship headed? The Riken system. The domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Coronis expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand. For a very specific reason, perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage. But now is not the time. The incident took place at the officer's deck. Are you going to talk about, like, yeah, some servitors kind of went crazy and, like, slaughtered, like, 5 of your crew? Thought you might want to hear about that. Is that so? Perhaps the Technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Theodora laughs nonchalantly. I didn't even know this guy was here. Abelard. The gray-haired officer gives the road trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about my uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. I don't really have any more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Vox cast, then nods and draws her attention. Disturbance is reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you have anticipated. What do you mean? Oh, those are Chaos Cultists, aren't those? Are those Chaos Cultists, or are those just... No, they're Chaos Cultists. That guy's wearing skin.
Grovel before the faithful.
That's a lot of dudes. Kill them. Thank you, Theodora. I never thought about doing that.
Reduced to dust.
Holy shit, Abelard. You just cleave them. Oh my god. Mort. Ow! Oh, hey, I dodged it. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind are marked with a shield or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. Quick, Zito, you just find the full cover. Half cover ain't shit. Yep. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from a side. It is literally XCOM cover. Is this a cone attack, or can I just use this on one person? One creature within a 12-cell radius. That's pretty far. I think I want to take this guy out, just because he's the closest to actually flanking us, and that's kind of an issue.
I will not be deterred.
Well, he didn't die, but... Voice of command. The officer forces an ally to fully push themselves. I mean, I guess I could give that to Theodora.
I won't suffer this.
Oh.
I can't allow
I guess they don't count as allies. Well, I did all I could, m'lady. Hey, Ninja, welcome.
One fewer target.
Attack denial. Characters with melee weapons block adjacent melee's ability to perform range attacks. Oh, that hurt. That was half my... Oh my god. Theodora, what did you just fire?
Reduced to dust. I took care of this one.
She is not messing around. Dude has a Melta. 1 second. Does Theo have over 200 HP? Theo? Yes, Theodora has 229 HP.
Actions will speak. Your corrupt way.
Well, I just screamed at the guy so hard he exploded. I'm just gonna stand here. Yeah, she has an overcharged plasma pistol. How many Wheaties has she been eating? Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single Whoreson survive. The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connecting to what is transpiring now. Possibly, quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her Vox a few times. We will investigate at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What's happening? From what we've seen, Zeno, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. The Seneschal is astonishingly calm for someone who just arrived as a sudden attack. Or just survived a sudden attack. Such episodes are not uncommon among Voidsmen who have found themselves outside of the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks. Theodora clicks her Vox a few times. The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the Engiseer Prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them. How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare attack the Lord Captain? The Seneschal gives you a gloomy look. Trust me, Zeno, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. The lower decks are a fertile environment for discontent and heresy. No matter how one tries to incinerate any seed before it can take root, all it takes is a hint of warp influence to cloud the minds of normality or normally obedient cattle. Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. Theodora's anger causes the Seneschal to shrink slightly. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained within their own territory. This is too well organized. It is spreading too rapidly. What are your orders, ma'am? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Archmilitant requires aid, and be quick about it. Okay, Theodora.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
I guess I'll go find the Archmilitant. I don't know where that guy is, but we'll find him. Oh, you guys are... Okay, well, we're not going that way. Keep up the good fight, men.
Know your duty.
I guess I'm supposed to go the way those guys came from, maybe? Guess not.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Hey guys, what's up? Keep doing what you're doing. Thank Providence you're alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We are all done here. I'll report right away. Damn, this Mort guy. Why didn't you guys just come with me if you're gonna walk the same way anyways? Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent, the Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I've not yet received word from the Enginerum regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only vox cast from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. Voigtveer pauses. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes, her eyes flash ominously. Theodora looks at Voigtveer. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him. The last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it. Master of Whispers, find Edelthred immediately. Seneschal, locate Thlas. Thlas? And the Sister of Battle. There's a Sister of Battle on our ship? Oh my god. One of my girls is here. Let's go. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Zeno? Theodora glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain. Voigtveer's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance. And if our goal is to bring Edelthred back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed arch-militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers. She said something, but I don't know why. It's like double-clicking. Then it's settled, Zeno. Find Edelthred and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to the restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? I shall do everything in my power. Theodora hisses in a fury. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out, Mort. Come. Yeesh. You think it's the Canoness, aka Bricky's Candlestick? I mean, I doubt it. I don't know. The Canoness isn't even really that good anymore. Ever since 10th edition hit, the Canoness is like a very meh unit that no one really brings. And most Canonesses are like old ladies, and I imagine if they are going to add a sister in this game, it's going to be your quintessential, you know, black armor, sort of young woman with scars on her face and white hair. At least in my head. Because the Canoness is usually like a 40-year-old woman, or insert older age person. The old Canoness, I think, was younger, but I don't know. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go in front to shield me from potential threats. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. He rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen. You are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. What? Oh! I promised you a special destiny, Zeno. It is time to fulfill it. What? He just drugged us, I think. Ow! The fuck?
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you.
What do you mean?
We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade.
So you're here to steal the warrant of trade.
Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Huh. So, here's the thing. I see all these options on the right, and one of them says use your psychic powers against him. As cool as that sounds, let's use some common sense here. I'm trying to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people with guns. I don't think that's the best idea. So I'm gonna start inquiring. Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my masters sent me for. The warrant of trade.
What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I'm kind of tempted to click this button and just see what happens. Like, it's a stupid option, and I don't think it's gonna work, and there's no way they didn't prepare for the fact that I'm a psyker. Close your eyes and try to focus, and you feel the touch of something sharp. Volkavir somehow sensed a shift in the warp and delivered a preemptive strike. The blade flashes in the dim light. The drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning. And then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Fight the voice in my head. Get out. I am not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gate looming into the center of the chamber. Damn. How did he even, like, psychically beat me? I didn't know he was a psyker, too. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator. It's a cogitator. Any type of digital computer in the Imperium. Man. Oh, neat. With a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with 2 ember-like irises. Oh, tech use 45. Examine the device. I have a 90% chance to do this roll. Succeeded. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as a material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of Archaeotech relic, which is very old human technology. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With a screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Sounds like Necron tech. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that fled your head after Voigtger wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the Sentinel. Servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with a copper thread, and its metal hinges in place the standard joints. Look back?
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Look for anything that can be used as a weapon. No matter what I do, I have to do this. Alright, you can have my hand. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the two servo motors start up, and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
What? Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted.
Wait, that actually worked?
Defense protocol.
That actually worked? What's defense protocol? Oh, those are tarantulas. Oh my god.
Well, there is still another way.
Well, those are some good defense protocols. Thank you, Mr. Servitor. Shouldn't I go follow that guy?
With each step,
Where did he go? He went this way. As much as I want to go in there, I saw him run away this way. But where did... He probably ran through here.
we shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Oh my god, this thing is huge. Let it be known that by the will and true words of this document, I appoint this person... Okay, I can read it. Basically, it's saying that... I didn't realize they were this huge.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
It's Warhammer's version of the Declaration of Independence, pretty much. I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Vox Master, sort of communication. Okay.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What's going on?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
So there's a Sentinel specifically to protect the Warrant, and that's what this is. Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Get me out of here, man.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay, well. Yeah, let's get out of here. This isn't going great right now. Do we leave the same way we came in?
The Divine watches over us.
I don't think there's a door in here. Can I turn? Oh, I can turn the camera.
Let us walk this
Because
path
those turrets,
to
I'm
the
still
end.
alive even.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars. We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Guess I'll look at the quest, because I don't know where to go. Seal the warrant chamber. Simple orders to the sentinel oh, okay.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Guess you gotta make sure it's closed.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Guy is a traitor. When we parted ways in the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
He openly admitted that he is the mastermind
Saints'
behind it.
blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the forces from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
He gave me a stub revolver, a sword, an armored body glove, and a medkit. That's a lot of stuff. While fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Your character has suffered an injury after being attacked by Kunrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within one round. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. How efficiently and long characters can fight for in battle. Character portrait kind of reminds me of an aged up Will with Metal Eye. Yeah, kinda. As I was saying to a lot of people earlier before you got here, I fully expect people to try this game and be like, oh my god, it's not like Baldur's Gate. Like, I was talking about this earlier, but I fully expect that to happen, and for people to give this game a really hard time because of Baldur's Gate's existence when they are not the same thing. So, I fully expect to hear that a lot. Ablord can heal your injury. Click on his portrait and select the medkit.
I'm at your service.
Oh, he's actually in my party now.
Let's patch you up.
With you at my side, victory is within our grasp. We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Do not leave through this way? Wait, I still have an injury. What?
Look no further.
This master-crafted patellar augment is not
Your
fit
aid
for
will not
service.
be forgotten. For the Emperor.
There we go. Now what? I already did find a weapon.
Sometimes
You
you
just gave me
consult
one.
the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
I cannot comply.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Of course.
But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the wall and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor, fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Oh.
My soul is ablaze
Huh?
with righteous fury.
That's a lot of
Show them no
dudes.
mercy.
During tactical phase, each character in the party may move up to their maximum movement points, but cannot position themselves adjacent to an enemy. So we actually get to choose where we are at the start of battle. Which is kind of neat. I'm going to stand all the way back here. And I'm going to have Abelard kind of tank some of these guys, because I'm a little worried about some of our enemies' movement here. Like, they only have 6 movements. They can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't quite reach me in melee, and a lot of these guys only have swords. So we don't have to worry about it immediately. Damn, literal parried. Combat abilities differ depending on their archetype. Available abilities are located in the bottom right corner of the screen. See the abilities area of effect in each character. Okay. So can I... It's me first. I guess let's scream at this guy.
The Emperor commands.
And then let's... buff Abelard with Voice of Command. I think Abelard has a cleave, so he should be able to get rid of those guys. Oh, he actually was able to reach me. Your new companion is a warrior. Abelard specializes in melee combat and drawing out the enemy's attacks. Charge is a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack action. Use charge to close the distance between you and the enemy. Note, charge can only be used if the character is 2 or more cells away from their target. When a character is using a melee weapon, melee attacks require the character to be adjacent to an enemy. Strike. Unlike single shots, melee attacks hit automatically with no need to roll. The enemy will try to dodge and parry the attack if they're using a melee weapon of their own. Melee weapons can be used to make area attacks. All creatures in that area will suffer damage unless they succeed on a dodge test. Damage dealt by melee weapons depends on the weapon's parameters and strength score. What does this do? Brace for impact. For 1 round, Navy officer and their allies in 3 cell radius gain +2 deflection for each archetype. Okay. Well,
I will do like you.
oh my god. Okay. Well, that works. Character just landed a critical hit. That deals increased damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. Bro, he's not fucking around. Abelard is just... He's doing his own thing. Attack of opportunity. Oh yeah, if you try to move away from them, they'll hit you. And he parried it because I suck at this. I should have just screamed at him. Your character just missed. To increase hit chance, equip your character with a decent weapon. Place them on a vantage point. Yeah, my character's actual weapon skills are garbo.
I won't suffer this.
Well. Ow.
Fewer target.
Abelard feels kind of strong. Not gonna lie.
I've suffered worse.
Okay, instead of taking an AOO, I think I'm just gonna scream at this guy. Oh, I still take one because it's still technically a ranged attack. Okay. Well. Luckily, his sword is made out of plastic. Does he not have a gun? He doesn't.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
He can't shoot while he's in melee with someone, so... You'll literally have to AOO. Or fire in the melee. Oh, they can still shoot on targets, because... Oh, just like 40k pistol. Okay.
At your beck and call. Reduced to dust.
There we go. That's all of them. Experience points. You get experience points, you can level up.
Know your duty.
Okay. Oh, do I have to get these in order? I guess I have to get these in order. Oh, I choose a skill to bring up. It's just that Abelard already has these at higher stats than I do. Hey, Sho, what's up? Oh no, it just shows what stats he has them at. Mine's actually higher for persuasion. Kind of like commerce, though, because the skill is pretty nice. I don't know how high some of these skills really need to go, but... You know what? Let's put some in commerce. I feel like our persuasion's already pretty high. Okay, and then what about him? Guessing he also gets a skill that gets to go up. Carouse represents the ability to resist negative effects. It's a D100 system, so always looking to roll below the value. Oh, I see. I mean, ignoring negative status effects is pretty good. Moving through difficult terrain is always good in an XCOM style game, so I'm going to go for athletics. Pump those numbers up. Okay. Collecting loot.
Let us walk this path to the end.
That's a lot of swords. Now that means I think... Unless his weapon's two-handed? No, it's a one-handed melee weapon. Just give him two. Is I don't know if there's a reason not to, because of how the stats work, but I don't see anything changing, so... No, it's totally fine. I want to give him a gun, too. Alternative weapons. Oh yeah, like different loadouts. Well, let's head to the Navigator Sanctorum. This game's pretty neat so far. As if I'll play more of it on here, I don't know. I don't think... Oh, another Psyker. Oh god, is she the exact same type of Psyker that I am? I think we're literally the same type.
Of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Master, watch your head.
Oh.
Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsaying?
Thank you, Multi-Ham Mayhem, for the subscription. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it enough to do so. Would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
Hooray for unsanctioned psychers.
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The unseen consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if its presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you? Oh no, she's the diviner type. That's actually different. Okay, that's not too bad.
Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Kind of like her. I like her design too.
And you, von Valensis, are a sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of psychers she wants one to replace her.
Officer's frequency. To all those who can hear me, or those with a weapon in their hands, are to gather at the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once. Prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
Someone's got a stalker. Yeah, I think she is into me. Not in a good way.
You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp.
Lady, this is a Wendy's.
The sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Let's see if the navigator is well.
Oh no. No.
What?
No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Yay, 2 psychers in one party. I can't see what could go wrong with that. What the fuck is happening in there?
Don't you dare to cross us.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Oh, I get to see the initiative and who gets to go first. Okay. You know what actually I think we'll do? I think I'll move over here. And she'll move over here. And that way he can be back here. Because he has no problems getting into combat. They do have a psyker right here, so we definitely need to focus him down right away. Irida is a psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses. Her psyker abilities allow her to deal damage to them. And analyze enemies. I'll just read what it does. Forewarning. Psyker increases the target's dodge and parry by 10% until the end of combat. Oh my god, wait. Is it just that all psychers start out with this? Or she's... What type of psyker is she? God, I wish the UI was a bit easier to navigate. There we go. Okay. Okay, no, she is that type of psyker. She's not the same type as me. It's just we all start out with Psychic Shriek. Targets one enemy within 10 cells from the operative.
Was that you? Or...
We're gonna analyze the enemy. Then we're going to give him extra dodge. And then we're gonna scream at them. Because getting rid of psychers is really important. I'm still gonna get a turn though. You can use the hologram gate to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions in combat before taking them. There's only one guy left, so I think I might just...
Great choice. Insert another step towards
scream at that guy.
And so shall it
We're just gonna buff the hell out of Abelard. Abelard, you go in there and you end their lives, okay?
Indeed. One fewer touch. Reduced to dust. It will be done. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
So does this care about cover? Nope.
On it.
Your corrupt way has failed.
Half that combat was me and her just screaming at people. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, but the two ordinary eyes, as well as the third one that sits in the center of his forehead. I believe Master Vespiades, say that works for me, still lives. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive. Address Idira. What's wrong with him? Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one. Jesus. The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. And are short to do what? Suddenly the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back onto the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. Crimson? Oh my god, I can't speak to that. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. It came from beyond. His body is not his. Adira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings. Each one a portent of salvation within me. The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling. But then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under the third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose. And there is a purplish swelling around the eye. Run, free from this place, we still have the strength. The words came out of the Vox as a labored rattle. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp, but it can't be done without the Master Helmsman help. How do I help you? Run, the sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off, hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman, then I will commence the translation, so run, run. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman. If he is still alive, it is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way through the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier. Vespiades, good luck and thank you. Well, that guy is beyond gone.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Ooh, we found a staff. I can actually use this. We can cast Lightning Arc because of it now.
The Divine watches over us.
Did I miss a door or something
Let
somewhere?
the faith guide my path to glory.
I guess there's passages to the right and left of this.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
I know he told me to go, but go where? Is this where I came from? And I'm like... Well, that's where we came from.
Your duty.
Oh, we just go back this way and go to the, officer's deck. There we go. What an intro for a game. How interesting. I love the whole ass church house getting lifted as an elevator. You guys aren't doing great.
Ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
Oh. Please tell me that's the Sister of Battle. Yeah, let's go!
I shall heed not their pleas.
Let's go!
Somebody shoot these.
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
White-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
Zeno von Valancius, Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by smears of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation. So I suggest
it's always time for interrogations. I mean, that's kind of how it is with the Adeptus Sororitas. No traitor, sister, you can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution.
Fair enough.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your orders serve the Ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
He seems kind of sketch about talking about that.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a
Good to hear.
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that.
Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Neato.
Let us walk this
We got a
path.
sister at our party. Let's go. We got Faith.
The Divine watches over us. Let the faith guide my path.
God, I don't know.
to
I'm getting so
glory.
lost in this game.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Equipment received. A new, more efficient weapon for your character to upgrade your equipment. Open. I mean, maybe for other people. I don't know. I didn't find any more Psyker staves there. Stub revolver. Well-maintained stub revolver. What does she have? She has an auto pistol. Okay.
What advice do you seek?
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
By the right of blood.
May the blessings of the Divine grant us the courage and strength.
I'll bleed you dry.
There's like no full cover here anywhere, so we're just gonna have to settle with like a ton of half cover. None of us go forward for a little bit here, so it's best we take what we can get in terms of cover. It's probably spread out a little bit. I don't know if any of them have like actual grenades, but I prefer not to find out. So we're gonna buff him. Make sure he has enough parry to go around. We're going to analyze... I don't say anyone here who's like a specific target, but we're gonna analyze this guy, I guess. So we have lightning as well. Chains up to 4 targets within a 3-cell radius. Okay. Well, that... yeah, that helped. Full and partial cover gives you the opportunity to avoid enemy attacks. Full cover indicated by the skull reduces chance to be hit by 60%, 35%. Some cover can be destroyed by melee attacks, area attacks, and other abilities. Yeah, I noticed some of the cover actually has health bars. So some of it's destructible. Do voice of command. And we will... I mean, I have lightning too, but what's like the... oh, it just does a cooldown of 1 round. There's nothing else really to worry about with that. Works for me. Argentia's abilities. She is a soldier, an Adeptus Sororitas. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. Using it grants the soldier extra movement points and reduces the cost of their next attack by -1 action point. The soldier will also suffer a -10 penalty to their ballistic skill for this attack. Run and gun also allows the soldier to perform additional attack with a ranged weapon, which is a handy tool if you want to make more than 1 attack in a turn. Certain types of weapons let you make burst attacks. Unlike single shots, burst fire requires you to select a direction rather than a specific target. Burst attacks are particularly effective against clusters of enemies. Oh, so... oh, I see why you would do that.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. Escape the Emperor's justice.
Let's go, sister. I was not finished with my turn, but you know what? We'll take
Faith
that.
without deeds is worthless.
Damn. The cover made the difference. Furious Recital grants momentum equal to 8. This ability also grants additional 4 momentum for each enemy that is in either a 5-cell radius around the sister battle or was hit by her this turn. And momentum is what again? The momentum your party members can use unique abilities called Heroic Acts. Oh, I see. In battle, the level of momentum changes depending on the actions of the characters. No, fuck it, we'll use it just to see it.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let's give ourselves some momentum. We killed a ton of dudes this turn, so it's not that bad.
I've suffered worse.
Dude missed, thank God. Alright.
I will do my duty. One fewer target.
Well, looks like we won't be moving, but that's okay. Unless we can charge up to one, which we can't.
I'm not interested.
Alright, let's try taking out some of the problems with screaming.
Anything is.
Her turn economy actually turns up really nicely.
Not my destiny. I'm not so sure. Was that you? Or
She has enough in her turn economy to do like literally everything she wants in one turn, which is really nice. We're gonna hit this guy.
Not be deterred. Let this be the warning.
Just so we don't have to deal with his cover. And sister.
I'll do it.
Probably should have done the burst if I was gonna move. Probably want to get rid of this guy before he gets a turn.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victory is imminent.
Chain swords, always the best. Honestly, I'm not that worried about this guy. We should probably take him out now.
On it.
We're gonna move up here. I know we won't be at any cover, but
I need to look closer.
we do need to start moving up, and then we can just...
The Emperor commands. Your corrupt way has failed you.
It's kind of crazy how often we can use Psychic Shriek. Like, I was fully expecting there to be, like, a huge danger for doing so. I know there's this whole thing about the Veil. But it's pretty forgiving so far, honestly. But I guess also we're not using that many of, like, the crazy Psyker abilities, so... kind of is what it is.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Well, that went like shit.
My place is at the fore. At your beck and call. Reduce the dust. Indeed. You attack.
That was everyone.
Let us walk this path to the end.
It won't open. Damned heretics have blocked the door, trembling at the thought of our approach.
Blow the door up, demolition
A
100%.
melter charge will help. There's probably one around here somewhere.
Why are there just Melta charges sitting around? Soldiers, any of you got a Melta charge?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Oh, I can open the door through logic.
The duty prevails.
The D100 system. Oh yeah, you're right, it is a D100.
Let the faith
Hello?
guide my path to glory.
Any Melta charges in here? Ah, we found some. As well as some gloves.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Duty prevails.
The divine watches over us.
Hmm. Oh, we leveled up. When do I get, like, more things from my, like, actual class, though? Bring it down. The officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn with action points equal to 2 and no movement points. If the ally is under the effective voice of command, it kills an enemy before the end of the turn. The officer's turn, the ally gains 1 time additional momentum. I guess this is all we can grab. I don't really see any choices or anything, so... I guess on these ones you get a choice between 2, so that's when the actual, like, decision-making does start to come in. So... I also saw this chart that's, like, dogmatic, which seems to lean more towards, like... you know, literally faith in the Emperor, blah, 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 whatever. There's the Iconoclast, which is probably the more reasonable human. And then there's Heretical, which is, it's a chaos symbol. But I also see, I feel like some Xenos shit could go in here.
We shall reclaim what
Oh,
is
I meant to level up.
rightfully
No, fuck,
ours.
I forgot. Theodora, her expression calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body was engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture. Are you lost, my heir? An apparition, a sorceress apparition, trickery of the warp. Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. This is impossible. I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible, Xeno. From your worldview, this is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you, that power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, Xeno. Show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demand you that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer be nothing other than acceptance. Do not listen to this abomination, Xeno. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To void with you, we need to follow Lady Theodora before she suffocates in this furnace. The people! Xeno, the survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around. Wow, this is a choice right off the bat. So straight up, this lady's probably like a demon or something. Accept the offer of help, take my pain away, and give me power. Get people off the bridge, I will not leave my people at harm's way. Or the Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. This is a little early to be making decisions like this, I feel. This is like a very strong decision right now. For me, like, just walking up and them being like, what do you want to do? I see the Warhammer answer. And then the other two. I mean... It's a little too early to be making any crazy out there decisions. Like, the heretical path seems kind of cool, only if, like, you get to, like, delve into Xenos stuff. But I feel like the heretical path is more, like, chaosy. And there's a sister in my party, so you know what? The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. We'll go with that for now. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness, but are powerless to stop you. Take a step forward and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodora's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, the screams of the weak dying in an inescapable blaze. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes caked in soot and burnt eyelashes refuse to open. Flee from the flames. You take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. Rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind, or suddenly retreating, as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads through your veins, and despite the wounds, your body is once more ready for the trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see a glow warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. The next moment you are struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that plagued your mind since Voidfear wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Master, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor. We passed through the flames. How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most...
This is unfair. They put a sister of
faith.
battle in here and they expect me to choose, like, the heretical options. Did you see that? The Aquila was glowing.
You're delirious. Whatever it is you think you are seeing.
Seems perturbed by your words. He casts another surreptitious glance at the Aquila you just pointed at.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What? We'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord Captain standing there in the fire? Abelard, you tell her.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
No element holds power over the righteous. Even if you are anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong and your limbs obey you without fail, and yet deep inside, somewhere in your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut stirring. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your fate, it will not carry you much farther. Oh, it's Eldathrod. I hurried here to join forces with you and the others. It's time to push the heretics back. Indeed it is, Zeno. Your wounds. Lore Warp 50. Look closely at Ethelthred. Succeeded. Ethelthred does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken a strange hue, and skin at his temples appears scaled. His voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress. The Psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. You are not in the best shape yourself, Ethelthred. Notice the signs of my blessing. Have you, Zeno? Yes, the warp is taking its toll. But I'm still sane and able to hold my weapon. I'll fight for Von... Okay. What's happening so far? Basically, we're upon a rogue trader ship that is being just completely overrun by heretics, and people are trying to kill us. We really don't know what's going on, other than people are trying to... God, this sounds like crazy when I try to say out loud what is happening. Basically, long story short, people are trying to steal our space declaration of independence. I can fight, at least for the time being. My faith will keep me upright with my weapon in hand. That is all that matters. Pray, forgive my insistence. Shall not be one to doubt the faith of those who has passed trial by fire. Okay. Sorry. I don't mean to skip through this, but I actually do have to end stream here. Thank you all for watching. This was a nice little look into Rogue Trader and what that's about. I don't know if I'll be streaming any more of this because it's too, like, it's a bit much of an esoteric story for the average viewer and requires, like, so much, like, lore knowledge. And I don't know when the next time I'll stream will be either, because as I said, I'm kind of on break, with today being the one little exception. So I will see you folks at some point soon. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to head out now. So,